Hello everybody, welcome back to the Mopar 440 project. Today is the Melling high volume oil pump, HV. I don't have a ton of time tonight, not enough time to get into the cam timing and all that. So what we'll do is do a quick video on the oil pump. Let's get that put in place. This came from Mancini Racing along with the pistons and some other parts. And the high volume pump, always a good idea. First thing to do is check it out, make sure it operates smoothly, and we'll clean it up a bit and get it ready to install, put a little lube on it. I guess so. First of all, let's just verify it's spinning freely. It does. The only noise really is my tool in the drive hex there. All right, so these two bolts hold this housing on. So we can go ahead and take that off. I've got a different socket. 6-point. I'll use that, I guess. A little tighter than I thought. I think the spec on these is just 10 foot-pounds. So we'll check it when we put it back together. Let's see what we have here. Well, there's a lock washer on it. Feeling a little snug. Okay. I didn't paint it up yet. Yeah, I probably could have, but I thought, what the heck, I'll just get it on the engine. I have a couple little spots I need to touch up anyways on the engine block. So I got a clean towel here. I have to wipe my hands off one more time. And I've got some mineral spirits we can use. I don't know if you need like brake cleaner or anything that caustic. Mineral spirits is probably plenty. So just make sure it's clean. Make sure there's no weird burrs, I guess, where these O-rings are going to sit. As with all new parts, right, these things are all machined. They're probably testing these things with some oil that's, hardly ever replaced. So you're going to get some dirty residual stuff here. You want to get that cleaned up as best you can. You could take it completely apart, I guess, and get every last inch of it. But as long as I don't find any like metal shavings or anything like that, I'm going to hit all these surfaces and then re-oil things. See if we can get our O-ring out of there. Set that aside. Okay, good. And pull out this. There's oil on it, one little speck of dust. Not bad, but we'll clean it and re-oil it. Don't drop it and put a nick in it. That'd be bad news. This is precision stuff for sure. Okay. Take that out. Brand new, yet there are marks on it, so yeah, they're probably spinning it, making sure it can build pressure and be certified as a high volume pump. So they probably do some type of quick, gallons per hour or gallons per minute. Probably some conversion off of gallons per second or something. They'll probably test them for a few seconds. I don't think it's even a minute. Be surprised if it was. Okay, so I need all this cleaned up in here. There's a little groove. Looks like it's hard to get to down in here. Give a little bit of splash here. Let that kind of rinse it right out. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. You know, we're getting just a little bit of, I don't know if it's just the color of their oil. Again, kind of dirty oil. But it's not terrible. I'm not getting any metal shavings. Nothing like that. Okay. Now, as was delivered, there are a couple little nicks right there. Someone dinged it with a tool or dropped a little something on it. But there's an O-ring that's going to go in there. I think that'll be okay. I can't feel any burr that's on the inside of the bore. There is just the slightest mark there. Bigger ones up here. But it's going to be fine. As long as there's no damage where this rotor's turning. Okay, well, Redline assembly lube. It's kind of my go-to. I'm going to use some more of that. I don't know if these parts have quite the break-in as pistons and rings and all that, but some good lube is not going to hurt anything here. Okay. There we go. It's coated good on the bottom. Get some on the top. Get some on this. Guess we'll call it a gear. Sure everything spins freely. It's nice and snug. Grab my tool again. Check it. It's nice and tight. Okay. Good. Pretty happy with that. I don't know that we need really oil in there. I mean, we're going to pre-prime this thing and build the oil pressure. So when this thing's not submerged with oil, it's going to take it a minute. But I'm hesitant to pack a lot of grease in here. I think just enough to get the seal is good. At least that's what I'm going to do. And prime it. Okay. I'm going to get the excessive lube out of that O-ring area. A little bit's okay. Break-in oil. Use a lot of this stuff. Well, a lot meaning a lot of capfuls, not a ton. You know, what might help these stay in place is a little bit of this lube. Some people use grease and stuff to hold gaskets in place, but it's not going to hurt here, I guess, even though I just wiped it all out of there. We'll say that was just cleaning it. Okay, O-rings are in place. So there's no flat gasket here, just those O-rings. Okay. And then we'll carefully bring it back together. Where this O-ring is the oil passage. So the other ones are bolt holes. Okay, so get that on there. Get the bolt holes lined up. Bring her back together. Come over just a hair more. All right. Looking good. We're almost ready to head to the engine. We won't paint it today. So let's just snug it up a little bit. Okay. I'll torque it when it's up on the engine and we get the other 4 bolts in, but we're going to do it nice and snug. Just kind of get those O-rings compressed, and we'll look at the book on the way over, see what it says for torque specs. Okay, what else? The gasket. Okay, so let's just tear into it. Clean up my hands a little bit more. Some Gojo on them. Because we're going to get a little Permatex. Okay. All right, let's see how that's going to look on there. Just like that. Oil return hole, 4 bolt holes. Okay, so this is a sealing surface and this is a sealing surface. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this on my fingers. Kind of do one of these numbers. Don't need a ton. Just a little bit extra to enhance the sealing. That's my idea here. Okay. This stuff is super tacky. I guess that's good. You know, Michigan here is interesting. It was just snowing last week, and then now I've got mosquitoes already. Look at that. What the heck? Love it or leave it, I guess. That's Michigan for you. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Let's see, which way did that go? Is it symmetrical? Kind of. Okay, heading over to the engine. Let's get the camera set up. Put the cap back on there so that doesn't dry out. Okay, good. My bolts, I put a little paint on those already when I had it out. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, what does the book say? So, oil pump covers 10. Oil pump attaching bolts, 35. All right. Okay, back over here. I think that will work. Zoomed in quite a bit. Let's see, get the engine rotated around. Okay. That'll work. I had already wiped down this surface here the other day, so I don't expect it's very dirty. It's been a little moist out here from the rain. Let's make sure there's nothing on there. All right. And here's our pump. So one of the bolts is extra long. So guess where that one goes? Let's see. Yep. So that one goes there. And then it appears I've got 3 bolts of the same size. So without pushing the gasket out. Kind of trial fit it, make sure the gasket is in the right spot. Okay, looking good to me. Okay. Oh, I'm going to put a little bit more lube on this. It all kind of wiped off when I put it together, it looks like. All right. So let's do that. Come on. Got one more O-ring. Where did I put that package? Don't want to forget that. Okay. In the package with the gasket came another O-ring. So let's get that. Ever feel like you need an extra hand? Okay. Let's see if we can't get that on there. Okay, there we go. Of course, I lost a bolt or two. All right, we're pretty good on the lube. Each time I mess with it, it seems to wipe off. Check where it's gonna ride, make sure there's no burrs or anything in there. Feels good. All right, let's give this another shot. Come on, cooperate. It gets to that O-ring, it's really tight. Okay, now we just need the bolt holes lined up and we're good to go, other than paint. All right. I had to clean up those bolts. Those are the original bolts, and they were kind of greasy, so I cleaned them up, which is why I put some paint on them already, in case you're wondering. All right, well, let's see what's first here. I guess I'll just start by snugging these up. I have the right size over here. Of course I don't. 9/16. Oh yeah, I do have that one. Okay. Okay, so 35 foot-pounds. It's not a ton. So I'm just going to go in a couple steps. All right. It's 20. You guys go 28. Doesn't hurt to go in a crisscross pattern. Okay. And then 35. Okay. 30 and 2, 4, 5. Come back and hit the long one again. Might have a hair more stretch. Yep. Now this wrench, as low as it goes, is 10. I would never recommend anything precision at the lowest end of your spectrum. But I'm going to see how 10 feels on this, and then maybe I will get a better torque wrench for this cover. We'll see. Oh yeah, 10 is not a lot. It's already clicking. Yeah, so you only need enough to really compress those O-rings. See how it feels by hand. The small ratchet. Again, I don't think that big ratchet on its lowest setting really feels right. I'm not putting a ton of torque on it. This is very short. You know, if it were a foot long, you'd want 10 pounds. 20 on a 6-inch small ratchet, let's say. And I think that I'm good with that. I added a little bit more torque compared to what the big 1/2-inch drive torque wrench. Now, if you come up with any burrs, metal machining debris, or anything like that, you should probably take apart. Also, this check valve in here, pressure relief valve, there's another cylinder in there. Mine's pretty clean. I'm happy with it. So I'm going to get it cleaned up a little bit more with mineral spirits, and then I'm going to hit it with some spray paint. I might set my oil pan back on and see some of the areas where it's not going to cover. Same thing on the top. I might put a cylinder head on, and we'll look and see if there's some, you know, bare metal that I overlooked when I painted. You could probably even use a whole nother coat. I don't know if I'll go that far, but I'm going to look for spots that are a little thin. Might be a little thin in here. So I'll add a little bit of paint. We'll call it good. When I get more time, we'll come back and do a video on the cam timing. All right, see you guys later.